What is digestion? Digestion is the complex process of turning the food you eat into nutrients which the body uses for energy, growth, and cell repair needed to survive. The digestion process also involves creating waste to be eliminated. The digestive tract is a long twisting tube that starts at the mouth and ends at the anus. It is made up of a series of muscles that coordinate the movement of food and other cells that produce enzymes and hormones to aid in the breakdown of food. Along the way, there are three main other organs which are needed for the process of digestion. They are the liver, gallbladder, and the pancreas. What is digestive system? The digestive system is used for breaking down food into nutrients which then pass into the circulatory system and are taken to where they are needed in the body. What are the main functions of the digestive system? Secretion of enzymes, absorption of nutrients, secretion of waste products, ingestion of food, secretion of fluids, breakdown of food into small particles. What are the four primary steps of food digestion? Number 1, ingestion, taking in food. Number 2, digestion, breaking down food into nutrients. Number 3, absorption, taking in nutrients by cells. Number 4, egestion, removing any leftover waste. Digestion starts in the buccal cavity. Begins when food enters the mouth. It is physically broken down by the teeth. It is begun to be chemically broken down by amylase, an enzyme in saliva that breaks down carbohydrates. Tongue. The tongue can be considered as one of the crucial organs which is present in the digestive system. The average length of the human tongue from the oropharynx to the tip is about 10 cm. The tongue moves the food around it until it forms a bolus. The bolus is passed to the pharynx, and the epiglottis makes sure the bolus passes into the esophagus and not down the windpipe. What's the function of teeth? Teeth mechanically break down food into small pieces. Tongue mixes food with saliva, contains amylase, which helps break down starch. What's the function of epiglottis? Epiglottis is a flap-like structure at the back of the throat that closes over the trachea, preventing food from entering it. Here are different types of teeth which are responsible for different functions. Incisors. They are responsible for biting and cutting. Canine. They are responsible for grasping and tearing. Molar and premolar. They are responsible for grinding and crushing. Then the food goes to the esophagus. The esophagus is a 25 cm long muscular tube that connects the pharynx to the stomach. The bolus passes down the esophagus by peristalsis. Peristalsis is a way of muscular contraction. They push the bolus down towards the stomach. Then the food comes to the stomach. To enter the stomach, the bolus must pass through the lower esophageal sphincter, a tight muscle that keeps stomach acid out of the esophagus. Here are the activities within the stomach. The stomach has folds called rugae and is a big muscular pouch which churns the bolus and mixes it with gastric juices, a mixture of stomach acid, mucus, and enzymes. The acid kills off any invading bacteria or viruses. The enzymes help break down proteins and lipids. The mucus protects the lining of the stomach from being eaten away by the acid. The stomach does do some absorption too. Some medicines such as aspirin, water, and alcohol are also absorbed through the stomach. The digested bolus is now called the chyme, and it leaves the stomach by passing through the pyloric sphincter. Here are three main organs which are very important in the digestive system. Number 1, pancreas. The pancreas is about 6 inches long and sits across the back of the abdomen behind the stomach. The pancreas secretes digestive enzymes into the duodenum, the first segment of the small intestine. These enzymes break down proteins, fat, and carbohydrates. The pancreas also makes insulin, secreting it directly into the bloodstream. Insulin is the chief hormone for metabolizing sugar. Number 2, liver. The liver has multiple functions, but its main function within the digestive system is to process the nutrients absorbed from the small intestine. Bile from the liver secreted into the small intestine also play an important role in the digesting fat. The liver also detoxifies potentially harmful chemicals. It breaks down many drugs. Number 3, gallbladder. The gallbladder stores and concentrates bile and then releases it into the duodenum to help absorb and digest fats. Small intestine. It is about 6 meters or 20 feet long. Chyme is now in the small intestine. The majority of absorption occurs here. The liver and pancreas help the small intestine to maximize absorption. The small intestine is broken down into 3 main parts. Number 1, duodenum. The duodenum is the first part of the small intestine. It is located between the stomach and the middle part of the small intestine or jejunum. Bile produced in the liver but stored in the gallbladder enters the small intestine's duodenum through the bile duct. It breaks down fats. The pancreas secretes pancreatic juices into the duodenum to reduce the acidity of the chyme. Number 2, jejunum. The jejunum is where the majority of absorption takes place. It has tiny finger-like projections called villi lining on it, which increases the surface area for absorbing nutrients. Villi, or they are known as microvilli. Each villi itself has tiny finger-like projections called microvilli, which further increases the surface area for absorption. Number 3, ileum. The last portion of the small intestine is the ileum, which has fewer villi and basically compacts the leftover to pass through the cecum into the large intestine. Then the large intestine. The large intestine is about 1.5 meters or 5 feet long. The large intestine is used to absorb water from the waste materials left over and to produce vitamin K and B vitamins using the helpful bacteria that live within them. Final step of food digestion. All leftover waste is compacted and stored at the end of the large intestine called rectum. When the full anal sphincter loosens and the waste called feces pass out of the body through the anus. So that's the end of the session. Thank you everyone.